Hey folks, Segasonicfan here. Got another interesting project for you. This is a pretty cool conversion project of a SIIG cordless rechargeable LED folding light, model number CE-LT0012-S1. And this is a nice touch sensitive, tons of LEDs, super bright folding LED lamp. So you open it up, hit the button, and then you can hold the button to dim it, which is really nice, or turn it off. Now, let's go ahead and turn it off here. Now, normally this just comes with, this is the, that's the bottom plate, and normally you get this really dinky battery, it's only 1,000 milliamps, 3.7 volts. It's a lithium polymer, and you get this board. And the heart of this is actually there's a little tiny charging IC, which sorry for the shaky camera. Let's see if we can get that onto the light here. So here is the board, and here's what we got. We got a small charging IC right here, and then we have this IC, which is the brains of it. This is an SGL 8023W, I believe, and it's an all-in-one. It's got a latching circuit to turn it on and off. It's got all these different states you can adjust it to for the dimming, and it's also an LED driver, all built in one. And it's pretty sweet. It's a really sweet little chip. There were a couple changes I had to make. So first, I had added more capacitance to the charging circuit originally because it was making a buzzing sound because it didn't have enough load capacitance, or I'm sorry, decoupling capacitance. And it also charged really, really slow, which I've never liked. I don't know what this charger outputs, but I don't even think it's half an amp at 3.7 volts. So I actually, after doing those upgrades, I upgraded the LED to a different color too. I was like, you know what, let's do an overhaul here. Let's really make this thing kick butt. So I went and 3D modeled this extra case, which goes on the bottom. I sized it just enough to fit 4 18650. These are really standard size lithium ion battery cells. These are from a broken e-bike battery. So you got 4 of them in there. They're all connected as one cell, one 3.7 volt cell. And then I used these 2 circuit boards that I designed for other projects, knowing that I would need them for other stuff later. This circuit here is my 1 amp lithium ion charging circuit. It's pretty darn sweet. And this over here is a boost converter that I designed. It's a 2 amp 5 volt boost converter. So how does this work? Well, this chip, while it will run off a lithium-ion cell directly, it takes 2 volts to like 2.5 volts to 5.5 volts, something like that. As time goes on, the voltage drops. So when the battery's at half-life, you're about half voltage, right? You're at 3.7 instead of 4.2, which means that the light dims, even when you just turn it on. I'd rather have a light that can be full brightness until the battery fully wears out, rather than have one that has a slope and gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until the battery voltage drops below threshold. So that's why I'm using this boost converter, because that'll make it 5 volts always until the battery's totally drained. And then I have this charging circuit, so it'll charge much faster. And I think with the original charging circuit, it won't even keep the LED full brightness and charge at the same time. It's not enough juice. So this is a much, much better solution. One thing I did have to change was this FET. It was either a transistor or a FET here. And there's a gate that goes to pin 7 of the SGL 8023 chip. That driving gate is it goes logic high when you hit the touch sensor, which turns on this FET, which is a N-channel FET, and that drives the LEDs. Well, the FET that was in here, the transistor that was in here before, was not capable of driving it at 5 volts. It would actually just burn up. So I had to put a big juicier one on here, a big fatter one on here. And note this is not at all my finest quality work. This is something I just really slapped together just for a cool one-off. Some other tricky things I had to do, though, I had to find a way to switch off this boost converter while powering this converter with the boost converter, which was kind of weird. So it's like, how do you do that? I came up with a really simple trick. There's a diode under here. So this battery goes through a diode to this board at 3.7 volt nominal. And then the charger board, the 5 volt step up goes to there through a diode there as well. But then also the gate here goes back and loops around to this 1 kilo ohm resistor to the enable pin of the step up board, which means that it'll use the 3.7 volts of the battery to turn on the 5 volts. And then when the 5 volts goes, it powers it all the way. Yes, there's a little bit of wasted power with this diode drop. If I really wanted to do this super professionally, I would combine these two boards and have like a super board that would basically be these two plus another switching FET to properly switch the properly latch this step-up board with a different latch circuitry and all that kind of business. But this works. It's a hack. It works real well. I'm not worried about the diode drop because this is going to be like 8 times the power of the battery that came with it. It's going to last a long time, and that's the idea. It's also going to give you some extra weight, which actually I really wanted because this thing tips over super easily. And this is going to be my new go-to like just work lamp. It's going to fold up, last forever on batteries, dimmable, touch sensitive, all that goodness. So I don't know if anybody out there is crazy enough to do this. If you are, feel free to hit me up for these two boards here. And if you're not that crazy, then I hope you enjoyed watching this video and watching somebody else be crazy, hacking LEDs and stuff. This is Segasonicfan, signing out.